How to make a hanging wine glass rack. Would you like to show off the lovely wine glasses you own? A wooden glass rack under a cabinet looks nice and isn't as hard to make as you would think. Steps. 1. Pick a space that is high enough that your glassware will not get bumped and broken but is in easy reach. 2. Measure the width and length of the area you want to use. 3. Make a diagram of how many sets of holders you want. Add a 1/2 inch for each divider and 1.5 inches for each support. 4. Use the base of your glassware to measure for the width of the separation of each divider. 5. Measure the square dial rods and cut to the correct length one at a time. 6. Now cut the molding the same length as the rods. 7. Glue each strip of molding to a rod, making sure that all but 2 are centered. Screw in at least 2 to 3 screws to each set, then clamp together and let dry at least 2 hours. 8. Take the last 2 strips and attach one to the dial to the right and then the other on the left side of the molding's edge, using wood glue and screws. 9. When glue is dry, stain or paint and allow to dry completely. 10. With pencil, mark where you will want each support to be placed. 11. Screw in supports at pre-marked intervals starting with one of the 2 end pieces. 12. Add decorative molding to the back side of new glass rack with nails. 13. Gently add glassware and enjoy. 14. Finished. Tips. Know that the bases of your glassware won't be all the same, so when you line up, pick what ones you want where on your diagram and note the diameter of the base of each set. That will give you how far apart you want the holders. Check and make sure of the color of the stain or paint when it is dry to find the color you want. Know that only about an inch of the glass will set on your rack, the rest is open space. If wall is behind rack, skip second to the last item on list. Try to make measurements as square as you can. Also double check and write them down. Pre-drill all holes in your dividers, saves your wood from splitting. Starting at the end that is the hardest to reach will make the job easier. Warnings. Make sure this is not in an area where animals, cats, or children like to play. Also, never leave open containers under this area in case of broken glass. If it does happen, throw away whatever was open, even if you don't think anything fell in. It could bounce in. Better safe than sorry. Make sure the support screws are long enough to go through 3/4 of an inch of wood and into the cabinet, but not through the shelf. Things. Paper, pencil, measuring tape, hammer, screwdriver, 1-2 wooden dial sticks, square, 112x 1/4 inch, 0.6 centimeters, strip molding, 1 to 112 decorative molding strips, only if the area behind the rack is open. This isn't needed if you will have a wall behind the rack. Enough screws to put 3-4 in each divider. Enough screws to put 2-3 in to attach each divider to the underside of your cabinet or shelf but not go all the way into the inside of the cabinet. Leveler. Enough molding nails to put 1 in each divider. A favorite stain or paint we stained. A paintbrush or a rag that you will never miss or use again. A small power saw or a jigsaw with a wood blade. Wood glue. 2 clamps per divider. Drill and bit, screwdriver bit helps too.